Today on ONTV Update, we take a look at an independent theater in Manlius that's been in business for over 100 years and caters to fans of smart indie cinema.
Now, from the EMC studio at Onondaga Community College, this is ONTV Update.
Good afternoon and welcome to ONTV Update. Today is Friday, March 13th. I'm Gavin Wandersee.
And I'm Riley Sullivan. We'll get back to that story in just a couple of minutes. Just yesterday, OCC President Casey Crable held a meeting where it was decided that classes should take the path of online and distance learning until April 10th, in the hopes of stopping the spread of the coronavirus.
Though no tests have come back positive in Onondaga County, the total number of positive cases outside of New York City is at 230 and counting. As of yesterday, that brings to the total to 325 statewide. The decision to go to distance learning was first requested by Governor Andrew Cuomo, where he stated all SUNY and CUNY schools will take on this action. Cuomo held a press conference Wednesday where he addressed the amount of cases New York has. He also states that with New York being way behind in testing, there could be more than 3,000 cases.
Due to this pandemic, all major sporting events have been suspended, including the NBA, NHL, and MLB. The NCAA also came out with a statement yesterday that will forego any winter and spring sports championship games.
Make sure to wash your hands regularly with soap and water to help reduce your chances of catching the virus. For more information regarding the coronavirus, visit cdc.gov or the World Health Organization at WHOINT.
In other news, if you're a fan of indie films or just want to support local independently run theaters, you're in luck. I went down to the Manlius Art Cinema to learn more. In Manlius, the Manlius Art Cinema has served film buffs for over 100 years. The cinema is one of the last of its kind in the entire country, with big theater chains by and large taking over the business and forcing most independent cinemas to close. So how does the Art Cinema set itself apart from its biggest competition? I talked to the cinema's proprietor, Nat Tobin, for the details.
Well, what we try to do is we try to form a personal relationship with our audience. I always endeavor to introduce the films before an audience, let them know something about the film that they might not.
Having just celebrated their 100th anniversary in 2018, the cinema has a long and storied history.
It opened in December of 1918 as a silent theater. Did not get sound until 1931, and then at some point in the 40s there was a fire that pretty much destroyed the inside of the theater, and it was rebuilt. And then in 2012 we went digital.
Even though the cinema has undergone several renovations in its 100+ years of life, you can still really feel the history when you sit in those seats and get transported back into a time where independent cinemas like this were the norm, run by film lovers for film lovers.
We provide an ambiance, an atmosphere, a welcome to our customers that they can't find anywhere else. We know what kind of coffee they drink. We recognize them, and they know how much we appreciate their being here.
With any luck, the cinema will remain in business for another 100 years. For showtimes and more information, you can visit the cinema's website at manliusartcinema.com or like them on Facebook for updates. Another theater in downtown Syracuse has been granted $2 million for renovations. The Landmark Theater, after about 90 years, will finally receive some upgrades. From new seats to the lights out front, this state grant will fund nearly 80% of the renovations. The renovations will last over 14 weeks throughout the summer and should be finished for the start of the 2020-2021 season.
As glaciers melt and winters become shorter, pollution is becoming a worldwide problem. ONTV Update's Veronica Griffin talks about how you can help save the planet little by little.
Professor Brian McIninch is the head of the Environmental Technology Department. He has a background in water resources and sustainability.
Sustainability, to cut it short, is just that you are managing your resources so that you have those resources now and into the future so that you have those resources for future generations, your children and your children's children.
One way that we're becoming more sustainable in New York State is with a new plastic bag ban, but are bags our biggest issue?
Plastics that get into the world's oceans are becoming a huge problem, and those are something that we need to deal with. Whether plastic bags really play into that is kind of an open question, and we may want to think about how we can get plastics out of the world's ocean effectively, and as well as reducing the amount of plastic that we're throwing away and it's somehow getting into the world's oceans.
According to the New York Times, 37% of young adults don't want to have children because they're worried about global instability. OCC student Austin LaRanger is studying to be a marine scientist.
Studying in the oceans, I see how they're getting destroyed and everything that's going on in there, and it's all pretty horrible. And yeah, I'm definitely worried about it for the future.
Austin is one of the many young adults concerned about starting a family in the future.
I think that raising kids in the future is definitely going to be a problem if it stays the way it is, because a lot of things that we see right now, they're not going to be able to see. It's just not going to be there for them. They're not going to have that opportunity, and that's a bummer.
From the Gordon Student Center, Veronica Griffin, ONTV Update.
Ways to be more sustainable in your day-to-day life are as simple as using a reusable water bottle, cutting down on time spent in the shower, or starting a small vegetable garden in your yard. Coming up after the break, we take a look at the OCC women's lacrosse team.
And how does weather affect restaurant businesses? Can these businesses prepare for the unpredictable New York weather? Coming up after the break. Keep it here with ONTV Update.
It's a great way to get started specifically for architecture and interior design. Even if you're thinking of transferring to one of the top programs in the country, getting familiar with how to design, the vocabulary, the terminology, and then you can take that knowledge onto an upper level program. And if you're looking to get a job after 2 years, I think the program prepares you as well as any program can for what you're going to experience in the real world.
Being community college, we want to represent the community that we're in, and most of our rosters are filled with students from the local community. And I think there's a lot of great institutional pride in the success our teams have seen. I'm always very careful to call our students student athletes because I really believe that that's the purpose, that they're here first and foremost to be students. And so just in our building, in the SRC Arena in Allen Hall, we do have some facilities specifically to support their academic needs.
What brought me to OCC is an opportunity to pursue a higher education and inspire other people. One of the things that I like that OCC provides not only me but the students at OCC to be successful, I would say the Learning Center. The Learning Center is a center where you could get tutoring from, and they have great tutors there. I recommend someone to come to OCC is because of all the different resources that they have.
The EMC program allowed me to learn everything that I use every day in my current career. Interviewing people for the first time, I learned here the way you act and carry yourself out in the field is very important because you're representing a company, you're representing a station. Just getting that experience here was huge because when I first started there, I saw these assignments I was getting and I realized I've done this before. It was just like a continuation from right here.
Our primary focus is teaching and students, and what we do is driven by students. Structurally, I like the environment. I like how we've set up systems for helping students. There are places that I can send you guys if you need more help, and that means a lot to me. And I like the sort of variety of what people are doing. I'm not sort of siloed into just thinking about English 24/7. I can stretch and think about different things, and I really like that.
My favorite class to teach is probably the writing scripts. I enjoy working with students on creative writing, and though I enjoy all the classes that I teach, to be honest, there's an energy that creative endeavors like writing scripts allows you to have. That energy just kind of bubbles through the whole term, and so it makes it a lot of fun.
Welcome back to ONTV Update. I'm Riley Sullivan.
And I'm Gavin Wandersee. Monday we were in the 70s, and now we're back to cooler temperatures.
We head now to Tristan Waller to see if this trend will continue. Tristan?
Today's forecast will have a low temperature of 33 degrees and with an 80% chance of rain and high wind gusts. Saturday, through Monday will be partly cloudy and have 0% chance of rain. Their high temperatures will change from 42 degrees, 37 degrees, and 50 degrees, while their low temperatures will stay in the same range until we hit Monday. We end our week with a 40% chance of rain showers with high temperatures in the 50s and low temperatures in the 40s. The weather has an impact in our daily lives, but how does it affect the restaurants we eat at? I went to search for answers. Businesses seem to be heavily affected by weather, especially restaurants. I went to find out which businesses have it worse, local or corporate.
They're all kind of bothered the same. The corporate stores are generally a little busier anyways, so they're affected too. We just live in an area where weather is a major problem for all of us.
Whether it be rain, snow, or heat, restaurants attempt to come up with solutions to stop sales from dropping.
It can have a big impact on our business actually, because we're also a delivery service. When the weather's bad, people don't like to come out, so it does help us by increasing deliveries. And the weather, when it's sunny and nice outside, more people are outside and more apt to come by.
Even with the weather being nicer, temperature is another leading factor to a drop in sales. That's why delivery and businesses like Grubhub are more convenient for people like me. Now, excuse me, I have a pizza that needs to be eaten. Hey, yo, where's my pizza? I've been here for 5 hours. It seems that businesses, no matter what they're selling, are impacted by weather. But how are the employees affected?
Say it was earlier in the weekend, it was raining out, you wouldn't get that many customers, or you would end up cooking a lot more food, and a lot of it would go to waste. If it's the weekends, people, if the weather's bad, they either want to get something quick and easy, or they'll just cook at home. So sometimes the weather would end up fluctuating business, you could say.
No matter what Mother Nature throws at us, businesses will continue to please their customers any way they can. I'm Tristan Waller, ONTV Update. We were lucky this week that the weather was nicer, giving us a chance to not wear as many layers. Sadly, this week we'll be experiencing a lot of chances of rainfall that will continue into next week, so we won't know for sure when we'll have nicer days again until spring is truly here.
A new look is coming to the Syracuse City skyline. The Carrier Dome, which opened in September of 1980, an iconic venue for both basketball and football, is finally getting some needed renovations. Workers have been using a crane that's 580 feet high to construct the crown truss around the dome that will support the new roof. This crane is just one of 13 in the country. The dome closed on March 1st to begin the $118 million renovations, which will include a new non-inflatable roof, air conditioning, and a jumbotron that will be available for both football and basketball. The renovations are on track and expected to be done by the start of the football season. Coming up after the break, the OCC women's lacrosse team was hard at work to build on last year's winning season.
How does the team adapt to a changing roster each year? Find out after the break with ONTV Update.
Do you need help with jobs and interviews? Check out the Career Center in Coulter Hall across from the cafe in room 110. They have laptops to help with your job search that are always surrounded by helpful tips and info. On the front desk, they always have current job openings, positions, and internships available. They have a website called Purple Briefcase where you can get access to all of this 24/7. So come and get your future at the Career Center. Miss Coulter will be here to greet you.
My favorite thing about OCC is definitely the bonds that it allows you to build. I've made so many friends from the soccer team that are all excellent students as well, and I've made great friends in the nursing program. It really helps you continue on the journey because you have support wherever you go. I go to practice and I have copious amounts of support there. I wouldn't trade the memories that I've made here for anything.
When I think about OCC, I think about inclusion and just all the chances to learn about other people. One of my favorite places that I still actually hang out is definitely the fishbowl in Mooney. The food's not bad either. What would make OCC a good choice? It was actually pretty, I believe the term is inexpensive.
Finals are coming up fast, and Coulter Library is ready. We have lots of new computers, several new study rooms, and extended hours for finals review sessions. If you're stressed about that final exam or frantically working to finish that term paper, look no further. Take advantage of our subject resources and prepare for the end of a successful semester here at Coulter Library.
I kind of fell in love with the dream and the idea of someday being on the radio.
It's your girl Breezy!
I found out about EMC, which was an absolute game changer. EMC prepared me for my career in radio and set me up to where I am now because I learned so many things that I still use today. I put myself in the best possible position for myself and my career going to OCC, the EMC department.
We sponsor 17 varsity sports at OCC, so it's 6 in the fall, 2 in the winter, and then 9 in the spring. We've had a lot of athletic success, both from a team perspective as well as the individual. We've won numerous team national championships, primarily in men's lacrosse, women's lacrosse, but also basketball and men's tennis. We can have students come here and gain more exposure than they normally would receive in high school. Hopefully there's an opportunity then to transfer on to a four-year school to continue their education and playing career.
Welcome back to ONTV Update. I'm KAITLIN Kelly. COVID-19 has been affecting everything from shopping to travel. Now it has suspended collegiate and pro sports until further notice. Before all this happened, I talked to the OCC women's lacrosse team to find out how they were preparing for their season. The team is hoping that they will be able to compete in their season. Over the past weekend, OCC held the high school boys basketball Class AA tournament at the SRC Arena. Saturday, the Baldwinsville Bees took on the Corcoran Cougars. Baldwinsville sophomore J.J. Starling had a whopping 30 points and 10 rebounds. Corcoran's DeJoy Reeves had 20 points as well as DJ Haynes scoring 15. The Corcoran boys took home the win from the tournament with an overall record of 18-5, beating the Baldwinsville 70-57. The OCC women's lacrosse team was scheduled to have a game next Friday, March 20th at OCC against Hartford Community College at 6 p.m. But unfortunately, due to the coronavirus, all OCC sports have been suspended until further notice. For the men's OCC lacrosse team, last Saturday they took a loss to Nassau Community College 18-4. Smith, Stucci, Barnes, and Olsen each scored 1 point for the Lasers. The Mercyhurst Saint beat Potomac State College of West Virginia on Wednesday 13-7, advancing their record overall to 5-0. It's really unfortunate to see all the spring sports have their season end like this, you know.
Hopefully in the next few weeks they'll be back and out there playing.
Yeah, and for some athletes it was their last season to play, and it's such a sad way to end it. Thanks, Caitlin.
After the break, we'll tell you what to expect when we kick off spring break. And how OCC is changing the way the school is going to present the majors they offer in this fall semester.
Explore the possibilities and reach your full potential with Phi Theta Kappa, the official honor society for two-year colleges. To be invited, you need at least 12 completed OCC credit hours and a cumulative GPA of 3.5 or higher. Once you're in, you'll have access to scholarship, service, fellowship, and leadership opportunities. Come to the PTK and Honors Program Suite at Coulter Hall to learn more. A whole world of opportunities is waiting for you. What are you waiting for?
The OCC campus is a great starting place to further your academics
for a cheap price. OCC is always looking for ways to make the place look better, and they're always adding new stuff onto campus. The OCC campus has great parking accommodations if you have a car. The OCC campus is a lot larger than I imagined. It has a lot of buildings off campus as well as on campus. I very much enjoy my time here because I've met a bunch of people that I wouldn't think I'll ever meet.
Everybody like on the edge of their seats yelling. People want to see you do good. People actually coming out to watch me play. So it definitely give me an incentive to play hard, get some buckets. I guess it's one of the top JUCOs in the country. This is a good program to get your name out there. I like to go by like the sky is the limit. Like you can do anything you put your mind to. Like I didn't really know I was gonna break a record. I just kind of figured like if I was to put all in the work in, you could do anything that you put your mind to. If you're gonna work hard or something, just give it your all.
Because we're a two-year school, you're going to play right away. As a freshman, you're going to get pretty good parts, and as a sophomore, you're going to have all the best stuff. We have a lot of non-majors involved, and they can play in ensembles, they can take lessons, they can take music classes. They really could do all the music major things. There are no barriers to that. We have great equipment, we have great facilities. It's a lot of fun to be here. There's a lot of energy, and we do a lot of performing, which makes everybody kind of energetic and working towards those goals together, and it makes it a lot of fun.
My classes aren't too bad. As a business major, they're kind of difficult, so I can always come here and get some help, or if I have any questions about my student profile or anything about that, there's always help here. They took me through like the list of options of courses that I could choose, and I picked the best ones that I think were suited for me. Honestly, without OCC and the help of the Student Center, I just wouldn't really be where I am today.
I went to college with the idea that I was going to take Ryan Seacrest's job. Through my time at OCC, I was able to learn, you know what, my skill set more realistically lends to marketing and customer relations. And that really gave me a direction of where it is that I should go professionally. The benefit of having a smaller class size is that I get one-on-one attention from my professor. And that's one of the things that I loved about having those smaller classes. I'm very glad that I learned my professionalism in the area where I am practicing professionally.
Welcome back to ONTV Update. I'm Riley Sullivan.
And I'm Gavin Wandersee. The OCC layout is changing and now is able to get in touch with the specialist for the arts section of the school for what's to come later this semester.
Roll A, track and dissolve A.
Looks like OCC is getting a makeover at Onondaga Community College with communications professor Catherine Rumrill-Teese to talk about herself and what's going to happen at the college.
So I knew I wanted to work in the communication field. I worked full-time with international students before here. I worked a little bit more public relations and community building, but I utilized my degree that way. I studied communication at George Mason University.
After being a professor of the communications field at OCC, Rumrill-Teese has been enlisted to be the arts school specialist.
Okay, so it's interesting for me. So I'm in communication studies, which is actually in the School of Liberal Arts. That's where I teach, but I am the faculty specialist for the School of Art, Design, Media, and Music, which also has a communication element, but more of the electronic and media communication. So in some schools, those two departments are merged, and in some, they're a little bit separate.
While the new change is happening in a couple weeks, the school itself, the website, would be laid out in a way so that the upcoming 10,000 new students will be able to find their desired major more efficiently.
I will still be able to give the students I teach the time and attention they deserve, because that's important, really important.
Navigation for the website has been updated, but the remodeling on campus is happening now so that the upcoming students won't have to change how they apply for the fall semester.
A recently created program at Onondaga Community College helps students get creative. ONTV Update's Lane Russell visits the Makerspace.
The rocket's probably about the size of my mini Eiffel Tower right here. So that's about a 2.5 hour print.
Pauline Lynch-Shostak helps run the Makerspace at Onondaga Community College, an area where students are able to express their creative side.
We also regularly have students coming in to do different things that we offer in here as part of a class assignment because they've been given that option, or it's required because we do have maker education where we drop into architecture classes or computer study classes, and like we've taught a number of classes how to 3D print.
The Makerspace has a variety of mediums for students to use, from simple items such as knitting and painting up to high-tech projects such as 3D printing.
It's good to have your traditional arts and crafts and your high-tech.
This is just one of the creations possible at the Makerspace. However, they offer so much more than 3D printing.
We were just awarded a grant for a robotics grant. So we're getting VAX robots and Lego Mindstorm robots. We have formed this great network, which now has led to bringing an inaugural Maker Fair Syracuse to the SRC Arena in September.
In Coulter Library, Lane Russell, ONTV Update.
You can learn more at sunyocc.edu.
TRYSTAN Waller is now back with the weekend forecast. How does it look going into spring break?
I just suggest staying inside for the rest of the week and just order some takeout because it's going to rain. There's going to be a 40% chance of rain showers ending next week. We'll also have high temperatures ranging in the high 50s and 40s and low temperatures on Friday at 42 degrees and the rest in the high 30s.
That's it for today. Thank you for watching ONTV Update. Hope you have a great spring break.
As things are changing, keep checking your OCC email. Follow the Electronic Media Communications Department on Facebook to find out when ONTV Update will be coming back.